Hey, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to tackle a massive decision, one that pretty much every developer faces when they move to the cloud, choosing the right database engine for AWS RDS.
All right, so why is this choice so critical? I mean, really, what's the big deal? Before we dive in, let's just make sure we're on the same page. At its heart, AWS RDS is basically a managed service that makes it way easier to run relational databases in the cloud. You can think of it as the bedrock, the absolute foundation for your application's data. And that, right there, is exactly why picking the right engine from the get-go is just so important.
You really, really want to get this right from the start. Because trust me, trying to move your data later on, it's just a nightmare. It's expensive, it's full of potential errors, and it takes up so much time. So today, we're going to walk you through a clear playbook. First, we'll lay out the challenge. Then we'll build a solid strategy framework. After that, we'll meet all the different engine contenders, and finally, we'll talk about how you can make that final call.
Okay, so the stakes are pretty high. Where do you even begin? Well, the most important thing to do first is to take a step back. Resist that urge to just jump straight into the tech specs. Seriously, before we even look at a single engine, we need to build a strategy framework. Let's go see what that looks like.
So what exactly is in this framework? Well, it's all built around 7 key factors. These are going to help you figure out what you actually need long before you even start looking at a specific database.
Now, these 7 factors are absolutely critical, and believe it or not, the order really matters here. You always want to start with your existing systems. I mean, think about it. Leveraging the skills your team already has is always going to be the fastest way forward, right? From there, you can start thinking about the technical stuff, like your coding needs and interoperability. Then you move on to the operational side of things, automation, security, and finally, you get down to the nitty-gritty of your data and management requirements. All right, framework in hand, now we're ready for the fun part. Let's go meet the actual contenders, the engines that RDS supports. So, right now, RDS supports 6 main database engines. We're just going to do a quick tour of each one, and I'll highlight the stuff you really need to know about them. First up is Amazon's very own Aurora. You've probably heard a lot about this one. The easiest way to think about it is like MySQL's souped-up cloud-native cousin. It's built from the ground up for some serious horsepower and scalability. But there's always a trade-off, right? And here, it's pretty clear. You're going to pay a higher price for all those extra bells and whistles.
So what about good old standard MySQL? Well, it's still the simple, super reliable workhorse that we all know, and it's got a massive community behind it. Honestly, it's a fantastic default choice for a ton of applications. But it's important to know its limits. It's not the best choice for tasks that need high concurrency, tons of simultaneous reads and writes, or for heavy-duty data warehousing.
And this really gets to the heart of the trade-off, doesn't it? You've got Aurora offering that cutting-edge, born-in-the-cloud performance, but it comes at a premium. And then you have MySQL giving you that proven reliability and cost-effectiveness as long as you don't need all that extra punch.
Okay, let's switch gears and talk about PostgreSQL. You often hear this one positioned as the more advanced alternative to MySQL. So what's the key difference, really?
Well, PostgreSQL is an absolute beast when it comes to handling high concurrency and really complex analytical queries. A big part of that is because it's object relational, which is a fancy way of saying it can handle more complex data types right out of the box. MySQL, on the other hand, is often seen as simpler and faster, but for more straightforward, read-heavy jobs where all that extra complexity just isn't necessary.
So, where does MariaDB fit into all this? Think of it as a direct, community-driven alternative to MySQL. It keeps a really high level of compatibility, so switching is pretty easy. It's a really strong choice for teams who are all in on a purely open-source path and don't want to be tied to a single big corporation.
Okay, that pretty much covers the big open-source options. But what about the big commercial players, Oracle and SQL Server? Look, they're both incredibly powerful, but they definitely come with their own ecosystems. Oracle is the heavyweight champion. It's for those mission-critical, super complex enterprise apps. But it's also famously powerful, famously complex, and, you guessed it, famously expensive. SQL Server, on the other hand, is the no-brainer choice if you're living in a Windows world. It integrates just seamlessly with all the other Microsoft products, and honestly, a lot of admins find it really easy to work with for everyday tasks.
Whew! Okay, that is a lot to think about. We've got our framework, we've met all the contenders, so how in the world do you pull all of this together and actually make that final critical decision?
The best piece of wisdom here really comes down to one thing. The single most important step is to invest your time in research and testing before you commit to anything. Yeah, it might mean you have to spin up a dummy setup and run some real benchmark tests to see which option actually performs the best for your specific application's workload. It's extra work, for sure.
But it's worth it, because at the end of the day, there is no single best answer. There's only the best answer for your project. And the only way you're going to find that is through some real hands-on testing. That's the key takeaway here. A little bit of diligence now is going to save you from some massive headaches down the road.
Hey, thanks so much for joining us for this explainer. If you found this useful at all, do us a favor and hit that like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe so other people can find it too. We'll see you next time.